Welcome to the Viv Lifestyle. Tonight we're gonna make a super simple Japanese beef curry recipe. In this recipe, I cheat a little bit and use some pre-made sauce mixes that you can get from any Japanese market or Asian market. But this is something that we can do with leftovers at home and fairly simple to do if you're in a hurry. So what we're gonna use is we're gonna use some leftover tri-tip that my husband had grilled the other day. You can use steak, leftover steak, you can do chicken if you want to. I personally like to do it with a beef. And then we use these golden curry sauce mixes. So this is almost like when you open it up, it's like little bouillon cubes almost, like it's as if you were doing a roux, but it's in a cube form. So you'll see how I'll use this in the pot later. I also use Better Than Bouillon beef base in case you want some additional beef flavor. You can use au jus from your tri-tip if you have it, or the Better Than Bouillon, just a little bit to taste. We'll also saute some white onion into the sauce to add some additional flavor. You can also add garlic too, but in this recipe I won't be using garlic, but that's totally your choice if you want to use garlic or not. And then we'll add some additional veggies later. All right, let's get started. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start with sauteing the onions. So I like to use butter when I saute onions. It just smells so good. But I will put in about 4 tablespoons, this block of butter, into the pan. And then I'll throw in the onions once this gets hot, and we'll saute this. I also happen to have this nice piece of meat fat from the tri-tip. I'll put this in to absorb and flavor the sauce a little bit more. So you'll check it out. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I like to use butter when I saute onions. It smells so delicious. It's so good. I put about 4 tablespoons of butter in a hot pan right now, medium hot, and then I'll throw in the onions to start sauteing. Okay, so now our onions are nice and translucent. I am going to put in the bouillon. I'm sorry, not the bouillon, the curry. Okay, so now that our onions are nice and translucent, I'm going to go ahead and put in the curry cubes that we use. I use 1 whole container of the mild packet, and then I'm just going to do 1 cube, and I'll show you what I mean. 1 cube of the medium packet because it'll be a little too spicy for the kids. So we'll do 1 full one of the mild and 1 cube of the medium. And to also create the sauce of this, I use the Better Than Bouillon beef base. I followed the instructions. I did 1 teaspoon to 1 8-ounce or 1 cup of hot water, and I'll pour that into the sauce and to help break it up a little bit and make more of it more saucy. Is that what you call it? A bit more saucy. Okay, so you probably noticed these cubes are kind of like a roux while I was breaking it down. And it essentially is. Like normally you would do your curry powders into the sauce and then you put in your flour to make that roux. Well, the cubes come in ready for you, makes it a lot easier, especially on a weekday night where you're rushing to cook dinner. So you throw the cubes in. I also have this piece of fat from our tri-tip. I'm going to stick that in for additional flavor and add in another 2 cups of water to make it like a really big pot of sauce. Okay, so while the sauce is simmering for a little bit and making really delicious saucy sauce, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about one of my favorite dishes at home. I love pork katsu or chicken katsu curry, which is what Japanese curry sometimes is served with. And so here we don't really get an opportunity to have chicken katsu or pork katsu curry, but here's a hack. So Aldi has this thing where they do like German week or Japanese week or a different theme, and they occasionally will have this pork schnitzel. And you're probably thinking, okay, that's pork schnitzel, that's German, you're supposed to have it with this red cabbage salad. But let me tell you, this is almost like this super easy hack version of pork katsu curry. And what I'll do is I'll fry it up for you and you'll see. But once you fry it, it tastes just like pork katsu. You throw the curry on top with some rice and you're back at home with some pork katsu curry. Here's your public service announcement. A reminder to turn on your rice pot or you're not gonna have rice in time for dinner. getting the pork katsus out of the pan. Doesn't that look just like pork katsu? I think so. So it could be your pork schnitzel or it could be pork katsu for pork katsu curry. Yum. Okay, so you probably noticed in total I poured in about 2 cups of water and 1 cup of the beef bouillon paste into the broth and sauce. And it's probably going to be a little salty, but here's the reason why I only did 3 cups total. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to add in some vegetable water. So this is a trick I learned from my mother-in-law Nancy. We like to cook additional vegetables to include into our curry, and you'll get that nice vegetable water. And rather than wasting it and just dumping it down the drain, we'll take about a cup, 2 to 3 or 4 cups of the vegetable water, pour it into the curry sauce, and it adds a little bit of sweetness to it and dilutes the flavor a little bit, especially if you have kids or people who can't handle the spicy food. Okay, so if you notice, I put about maybe 2.5 cups of the vegetable water. I just tasted it and it tastes perfect for us. But I said 2 to 4 cups, and it's really to your taste. So do 1 cup at a time. Try the sauce, see if you like it. If it's too strong for you, add another cup and keep going until you feel like the flavor is just right. So now the flavor is just right for us. I'm going to put the meat in to let it warm up in the sauce, and then before I serve, I will take that piece of fat out so people don't accidentally eat this giant piece of fat. And here we have our delicious, super easy beef curry. Now I know there's much more authentic recipes out there. This is the recipe that just works for us and our family, especially when we are trying to make a quick and easy dinner on a hot summer night. We'll make this pretty quick, maybe about 20-30 minutes, and it's out on the table. You can eat it as is with vegetables and rice, or serve it with the pork katsus that I fried up earlier. So enjoy! And that's it with our super easy Japanese curry. Let me know in the comments below how else you would like to serve your curry. If you like this recipe, give us a thumbs up. Click on the bell icon to get notifications for future recipes, and subscribe to us. Thanks so much and have a good night. And here you have your delicious pork, nope, that's not it. Start over again.